Hello everybody, welcome to Talk Tech Culture. So on today's episode, we're going to be diving into the fascinating world of AI agents. If you've been hearing this from everywhere, please feel free to stick around so you can learn something new. And if you haven't, this is the right place for you. So AI agents, they represent, in my opinion, one of the most significant shifts in how we interact with technology in the coming years, how we will interact with technology in the coming years, guys. So simply put, an AI agent is a system that can perceive the environment, make decisions, and then take actions to accomplish specific goals. Think of them as digital assistants. They don't just respond to commands, but they can actually work on your behalf. So now let's break down what makes up an AI agent. 1. Autonomy. Unlike traditional AI agents that simply respond to prompts, agents can work independently once they've been given a goal. So let's say you have ChatGPT, you ask it, what is the weather like today? It can either give you that, oh, my training data doesn't contain what the weather is like, live weather update, or it can give you something that today's weather is like this. But with AI agent, you want it to achieve a goal of every day I need to receive data on what the weather is like, and then it works towards that. So we're going to delve into it. So one of what makes up an AI agent, we're breaking it down. The first we said is autonomy. Now the second one is environment awareness. As we said, what makes up an AI is its ability to perceive its environment. So perceiving the environment is that they understand their digital environment. Okay. So the next is decision making. Decision making makes up an AI agent in the sense that agents can make choices based on observations and goals given to them. The fourth is action taking. Most importantly, they can execute actions, whether they are sending emails, searching the web, coding a website, or controlling a robot. They have a goal to attain and they take action to achieve those goals. So the key difference between regular AI and AI agents is the ability to take action in simple terms. So a chatbot gives you information that you ask for. An agent actually does something with the information that you ask for and then gives you feedback on that. Now, there are types of AI agents. We're going to list, based on the research I did, there are about 5 of them. The first one is a simple reflex agent. What does it do? It responds to immediate input based on predefined rules. So think of a smart thermostat that adjusts temperature when it gets too cold or too hot. That is a simple reflex agent which falls under AI agent. Another type is the model-based agent. And what do? They maintain internal representation of their world. Your smart home system can be an example of a model-based agent. It learns your schedule and then preferences over time, and then they suggest certain things that you would like to learn. That could be termed as a model-based agent. Now we have the goal-based agent. The goal-based agent, they work towards a specific objective, okay, like scheduling assistant. It finds the perfect time by checking everybody's availability in order for you to maybe send a meeting to a specific person when you have something like that. This is a goal-based agent, which falls under a type of AI agent. Another one is a utility-based agent. What do? They try to maximize some measure of success or happiness. An investment bot can be one. It helps you balance risk and then return maximize. It helps you maximize your portfolio value. So the last type of AI agent, guys, is the learning agent. What do? They improve over time through experience. The more you interact with them, the better they understand your preferences. So based on research, these are the 5 types of AI agent. And if you're already guessing, you're thinking, I mean, these things are already in existence. They're smart homes. People have smart homes. They are utility-based. People have investment bots. They're doing all these things too. So what actually makes it an AI agent? So we're getting into the architecture of an AI agent? What are the core components which comprises an AI agent? Now, the first core component in the architecture of an AI agent is the foundation model. At the heart of most modern AI agents is a large language model. For example, those of you guys that are in AI, are AI architects, are AI engineers, you know about the foundational models. And those of us that don't know about it, I'll tell you that these are the models that are behind our most favorite applications like ChatGPT, like Claude, like DeepSeek, like Gemini. These are they are called the foundation models. An example of a foundation model is GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, and the rest. These serves as the brain. These foundation models, they serve as the brain that handles the reasoning, the planning, and then the natural language processing, the natural language understanding of our AI agent. So you can think, oh, I think I have a smart home at home. You have to ask yourself, you don't have to, but for learning purposes, if you think there's a foundational model behind it, then you're talking about an AI agent. The next core component is a memory system. All AI agents have both short memory and then long-term memory systems. Now, the short one is for current conversations or current tasks that you've given to it, is able to retain it. Now, the long-term ones have to do with it retains important information across sessions. So if it's going through sessions in order to give you an output, this long term, it retains this information. So that is the memory system of AI systems. Now, this is typically implemented using vector databases, knowledge graphs, or retrieval systems in terms of the text side. Now, another core component in the architecture of an AI agent is the tool integration framework. Now, this component allows the agent to interact with external tools and APIs. Think of an agent's hands, the hands of an agent, how it interacts with the world, how our hands as human beings, our hands are able to interact with the world. We'll say the tool integration framework in AI agent are the hands of the agent, of the AI agent. Now, the next core component is the planner. Now, the planner breaks down complex goals into smaller, actionable steps. It determines which tools to use and in what sequence to use the tools. So we're going to see the flow of how these core components come together to work in an AI agent. The fifth core component is the executor. Now, this component carries out the planned actions, calling APIs, processing results, and handling errors and all that. So there's a planner which performs the steps, and then an executor that takes action on the steps that have been, planned. And these involved interacting, API calls, processing results in order to give it to you. Now, the last one is the feedback loop. Now, agents improve by learning from the results of their actions and human feedback. So there's a loop there. It receives a response. You give a feedback. No, this is not really what I was expecting. It learns from it, then it gives you back something better. So there's a feedback process going on. So let's put all of these core components together and understand the flow of an agent. So the first is that a user provides a goal or a request to an agent. Then the foundation model interprets this request, tries to make sense of the request. And then the next one is that the planner breaks down the request into steps. And for each step that the planner has broken down, the executor comes in, selects the appropriate tools, and then carries out actions. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Okay, so then the results are processed. Now, after the executor uses the tools to carry out the actions, there are results from the actions, and these results are processed and they are stored in memory and they are used to perform the next steps. Okay, so the agent, what does the agent do? It continues the cycle until a goal is completed or it needs additional user tools. So we start from the request. The foundational model interprets the request. The planner breaks it down. Then in each step, the executor selects appropriate tools to carry out these actions. Results are processed, stored in memory, and the information used to store, which are stored in the memory, are help in order to inform the next steps. What step do we go next to in order to accomplish this particular goal? And then the cycle is repeated. That's when we go into the feedback loop, where the user says, okay, this is good, okay, this is bad, and then the cycle continues. So the architecture follows what we call the sense, think, act cycle, which mimics how human beings process information and take action in the world. There's the sense, there's the think, and then there's the action. So basically, we would say that AI agents are trying to mimic how human beings operate in the normal world, and what their main focus is simply to help us be more productive. Let's keep that in mind. Now, let's get into, after all this theory, what are some of the real world examples of an AI agent, so that we can feel that, oh, I'm using an AI agent, or oh, I need to start looking out for AI agents. Now, the first one I'll talk about is AutoGPT and Baby AGI. Now, these are open source projects. They're actually they're the ones that created the bars by demonstrating how large language models could drive autonomous systems that break down complex goals into steps, going back into the architecture of AI models. Now, those of us that are developers, we can talk about GitHub Copilot. If you've not heard of it, or if you've not used GitHub Copilot, if you're a developer, I would suggest to do that, so that you get a more hands-on experience on using a pre-existing AI agent and appreciate what it can do for you. So what does it do? It's not really a fully autonomous system. Yeah, because autonomy falls under the architecture. One of the characteristics of AI agent is not fully autonomous, but in this example, it's an AI agent that can help developers write code by making suggestions in completing the code that you're writing, also creating entire functions on its own. There's also a chat system in GitHub Copilot where you can ask questions on pre-existing code that maybe someone else wrote and you want to understand it. GitHub Copilot is very, very good and very powerful for that. It has ability to do all that. Now, there's another one we call the AI shopping assistant. Yeah. An example is tools that can help us analyze things like Shopify, shopping assistant. Now, Shopify is actually creating agents that can help customers to find products, to compare options, even negotiate prices. So all these, big market firms, Shopify, are now coming up with AI agents to help their consumers, make their task on their platforms easy and better. That is the AI shopping assistant. Now, we also have marketing automation. In the marketing system, when you want to perform data analysis, you want to automatically adjust certain campaign parameters without human beings getting involved, so you can focus on your campaign. If, for example, you're an advertiser, you have to pitch a campaign to a client, and you need to give them statistics, the metrics involved. You also need to come up with a very beautiful pitch that the client will be catchy enough for the client to use. And you need to back this pitch with statistics. So if you have an AI agent that is dealing with the real life data, adjusting parameters, coming up with data concerning that particular client, it can be doing that for you whilst you focus on the creative aspect of your campaign approach. So as a marketer, AI agents can be very, very helpful for you. Now, we're going to talk about another real-world example, are research agents. AI in general is expensive, guys. But when you're doing it for research purposes, there are usually cost benefits to it because you're not gaining from it. You're actually putting more information into the research world. So there are cost benefits for it. So if you're doing, let's say, every day you have to write a research, you have to research on a particular topic. And then you have an agent which is going on on the web, surfing for information, and generates a report daily for you before you start your work. This can be very helpful in your research, work that you're doing. And come on, guys, I think for me, in my opinion, is wow. It's amazing. It makes your work more efficient, more productive. So, AI agent in real world. Now, let's think about the future of AI agent. What do we think of it? I mean, we've started hearing the buzz about it, and based on what I've said, some of you may think, oh, I think I have an AI agent in my house. I'm using an AI agent. So let's look at the future. What does the future look like? Does it look promising? Where are we headed? Now let's look at some of the examples, some of the promising things that we can look out in the future concerning AI agents. One of them is the multi-agent systems. We can have, what do I mean by multi-agent systems? We can have specialized agents that collaborate to solve complex problems. So there'll be an agent focused mainly on looking out for weather. I can have an agent focused on looking out for stocks. I can have an agent focused on looking out for healthy living. Now, if I have a smart home, these agents can come together and every day give me the best information that I need for the day. Think about it. Awesome, right? So these can signify multi-agent systems. Could be the future of AI agent. Probably some already are in existence. Let me know in the comment section below if you know an example of a multi-agent system which is already thriving. Now, we have the agent marketplace. There could be where you can hire a digital worker with specific skills to do certain things for you, to, find information, to check stock options, to perform certain tasks for you in the digital space. Agent marketplace. You could also have specialized agents who will deeply understand your preferences. These agents, you train them to deeply understand what you like, and then they represent your interest. Let's say there's a stock market you're bidding, there's a bidder, and then you have an agent which you specialize it to the things that you like, or stocks that you like, the things you're looking out for. Who knows? You could have a personalized agent which will be doing the bidding for you, and you're just focused on doing other stuff for yourself. And this could be in my opinion, it's really incredible, guys. Now, there's another one. You can have the physical embodiment. An agent can control robots and IoT devices. Think about it. Yeah. Instead of the human being doing the robot's control, the human can focus on, what are the things that my robots can also do? So I have an agent that I train to, tell the robots to pick up food, serve customers. Then I'll be focused on what other things can I give to my agent to help improve the activities of the robot. So you see where I'm going with this? The key is that we're not trying to bring out AI agents to replace human work. The fear whereby we're saying that, but if the agent is doing all that, what happens and all that? The key is we're thinking about AI agents in the effectiveness, in the productivity of our work. So whatever we're doing, we're thinking AI agent, we're looking at what are the activities that AI agents can make, can improve for us. That's what we're thinking about. Okay. So now seeing how the future of AI agents are, one would think, come on, it's AI. Don't they have limitations? Absolutely, they have limitations because they're using AI, guys. They absolutely have limitations. So let's check them out. Think of it. Your guess is as good as mine. Hallucinations, the AI. Agents can confidently represent information or try to impose or give out information and do impossible actions because they're using AI. Remember, the tech behind it, the core component is a foundational model. These foundational models are using large language models like GPT, like Claude, like Gemini, and these foundational models have been trained on pre-existing data, and these data can't be biased. So when we link it all together and we bring it into hallucinations of AI agents, this is very possible. So as you're thinking of going into building AI agents for your task, you have to go in with your eyes open and then see what you're getting yourself into. So think about hallucinations, but it's not like, oh, it hallucinates, so it's a done deal, I can't work with AI agents. No, this is just to know the risk involved in AI agent. Another one is tool confusion. So sometimes they misuse tools and they misunderstand how to apply them. So it all goes back into how you build your architecture, the architecture of your AI agent. So if you make mistakes there, it's going to reflect in the output. So you have to be very careful. You have to specifically define the goals the AI agent is supposed to achieve. You have to specifically teach it or let it know how to use these tools, define appropriate functions on using specific tools. Also have error handling, how it handles errors so that it mitigates against some of these problems, tool confusion and whatnot. Now, the next one is planning limitations. When you have a complex goal and there are many dependencies, this can be difficult, even as humans. So when you're building an AI agent that is dependent on multiple stuff, this could cause hallucinations because it will get to a point the AI agent is doing multiple things and gets confused. So this is where the multi-agent comes in. So when you have AI agents specifically tailored to certain tasks, they can come together and work together instead of having just one AI agent doing multiple things. You catch my drift? Okay. So there's another one, the cost and efficiency. AI for now is not very affordable. It's not economical, I would say, because where the infrastructure behind AI is expensive. So looking forward, I'm very hopeful that it's going to be affordable because it's tech. As we go forward, things become cheaper with, innovations and all that. So for the cost, you have to think about it that when you're running a very capable agent, it can be computationally expensive. So you have to factor that in for now when you're building AI agents, whilst you wait for it to become affordable. Because remember, you're using the foundational models and these have APIs in order for you to use them, depending if you're using it for commercial purposes, the cost to the APIs can be computationally expensive. Now, the other one is safety and alignment. We also have to ensure that agents act according to human values and their intentions remains crucial. So when you're building your goals for your agent, you have to factor that there are values, there are ethics in the human domain that we live by. You have to ensure that your agent is following it. It's not infringing on copyright. It's not stealing data that belongs to others without attaching sources to it. Especially when you're dealing in the research domain. When you're generating your agent, you have an agent that is generating reports for you. You have to factor in citing the sources in order to avoid copyright strikes. If you have an agent which is, let's say, building something for you, you have to factor in the copyright. Just keep all these in check when you're going into building agents. So the future, in my opinion, the future of agents is very bright. AI agents is very bright. It's already started and there's more room for improvement. So if you're thinking of starting AI agent, you want to build your own AI agent, how do you start with it? If you're a non-coder, I'm going to have another video where there's a platform. It's a framework. No, I think it's a platform. Yeah, it's not. The names are confusing, guys. So there's a framework called the N8N. There's also Zapier. I know Zapier for Auto GPT. It's a non-coding builder, which allows you to build AI agents. But the video I'm going to do will be based on N8N. It's a very beautiful platform, design-based, where you can put together tools to create an AI agent. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have heard about N8N. Wonderful, wonderful tool, in my opinion. Amazing. So as I'm talking about those who are interested, so going into the developer side, or even if you're, let's say, in the developer side, and you don't want to go in too much into the coding of it, you can start with consumer-friendly tools like Copilot. Your guess is as good as mine. You can go for Google Gemini Advanced or Claude. There are AI agents there. When you go for the paid versions, you can access the AI agents there. And as I talked about, if you want to experiment with the non-coders, the N8N, then we have the Zapier AutoGCP features. And then for developers, if you want to code and build AI agents, you can opt for frameworks like LangChain, AutoGTP, or Microsoft AutoGen. And then I'm attached to this video, I'm going to share a link where we have a video for a very simplistic and minimalistic agent, AI agent. Is a web searching assistant that I created from using Python. So you're going to see it. You can click on the link to see that video and just get a hands-on in terms of this. It's very simple, guys. It's not a very complex task. I'm just letting you know how, AI agents work from the flow in the programming aspect of things. Now, remember that when you're considering building an AI agent, think of specific tasks that you would like it to perform. If you wanted to automate, start small. So starting small, don't forget, click on the link, check out the video on the web search assistant so you can see how an agent in its simplistic form looks like, how it's built. Now, this is an advice I want to give to all of us, is that the goal of AI agent is not to replace human work entirely. Its focus is to automate the tedious aspects of our work so we can focus on more creative and meaningful activities. So AI agents are simply representing a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology. So rather than just tools whereby we actively use, they are becoming more collaborative partners, and they help us take initiative. Like coders using Copilot, they help you make the right decisions when you're coding. When you're forgetting a certain task, you're forgetting a certain syntax for certain code, Copilot can make suggestions for you. So they are just an initiative to help us carry out some task on our behalf. So while we're still in the early days of the pace of AI agents, for what I've seen, the pace is remarkable, in my opinion. So the question isn't whether AI agents can transform how we work and how we live. That is not the question. The question is how quickly and in what ways can they transform our work? It's not how it's transforming, but how quickly, because we're thinking of efficiency. We're thinking of productivity. So how can this AI agent transform my work? That is what we should keep in mind. So what do you think about AI agents, guys? Are you excited about their potential, or you're concerned about their implications? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on emerging AI technologies. I have more for this year, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever there's an upload. Have a wonderful day and take care. Ciao.